debt. Let's take a look.
If we have to borrow money, we borrow. It's not, borrowing is not a leprosy.
It's leprosy. Yes. Debt is a leprosy. You know why it's leprosy? Your cost of serving the debt or servicing the debts. When you spend about 15 to 16 trillion in a budget that goes about, I think, 60 trillion now, look at the percentage of what you use in debt service. It becomes leprosy, especially when you cannot see what you're doing with the debt. And I'll give you some studies. A 2023 study by researchers at Nnamdi Azikiwe University found that the government capital expenditure on roads and construction had a negative and statistically insignificant impact on economic growth between 1981 to 2020. That's on ResearchGate. Also, a research shared by Greater Auckland indicates that U.S. states that built fewer urban road miles between 2000 and 2010 actually grew significantly faster than those that invested heavily in new roads, that built lesser roads. This argument that, oh, we are doing it for roads and everything, road does not significantly transfer to development and growth. What I said yesterday is the HDI, investment in healthcare, investment in school, capital appreciation, opening new opportunities, making ease of doing business very mandatory for these areas. These are things that can really open up an economy. And President Tinubu is not doing that, largely. You are beginning to see uptick in numbers of people suffering. Capital mobilization is poor. Okay, look at this morning. I went to buy fuel, 40,000 naira in one of my cars. If I depended on minimum wage, it couldn't even give me 30 liters. It was about 29 liters. If I depended on minimum wage and I buy that twice, what will it give me? So this argument of, oh, doing roads and everything, it doesn't give an uptake in economic, what's it called? They've borrowed another 516. They've ratcheted up the debt to about 160 trillion. What have we to show for it? People are poor. Their lives are worse off. Right. They've done 47 kilometers of coastal road. We are still asking them, what's the bidding process for that? Why did they have a private company? They've gone to the port. They've borrowed money for the ports again. We are still asking about them. You were telling me about a certain report that was talking about even competence threshold as regards the people that were given that project to be done. Yeah. What particular company keeps taking on the project? There is nothing to show for all of this. How does he have an uptake on the economy of the people? Let's be realistic. Debt can become leprosy if not properly used. And the idea at which Nigeria is using it is not better. What is the state of the federal medical centers today? What's the state of the schools in the country today? They claim they've done student loan. Yes, but it's still a loan because the student has to pay back on it.
Absolutely.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Absolutely. And
debt is leprosy if it's not properly used. And we are losing it in a leprosy way. In fact, our debt has taken Nigeria to a leper's colony.